Here is everything you need to turbo your car the right way. I know this is a lot to take in, many parts, but I'm gonna try to make it as clear as possible for you guys to understand what you actually need to get the job done right. Starting in this section here, the turbo is obvious. All the plumbing for the turbo, turn the camera, it's over there, just a bunch of boxes. We'll get to that later. Anyway, we got the turbo, we got the downpipe broken up into 3 sections, got the heat shield for it. This is for the intake, exhaust manifold, intercooler, blow-off valve. The clutch is actually already installed. If you guys follow me on Instagram or TikTok, I've been hinting at this. The clutch has been installed for about a month or so. Already got the 1,000-mile break-in done, but huge shout out to Action Clutch for supporting that. This is stage 2 clutch already in the car, so we're getting this series started right. Next up, we got the brains for the system. This is more of a piggyback system. It's not gonna be like a standalone ECU. Might do that in the future, see how it goes. But this is essentially just a piggyback. We'll talk about that later. Turbo inlet, pretty self-explanatory. Moving on, hold on. My bad. Moving on to the cooling. It's a dual pass radiator, and they also recommended getting stage 1 fans. They have a stage 2 kit, which I think is like $300 more. I said, nah, that's not the one. We're trying to save some pennies here. So we said the stage 1 is definitely sufficient. It's fans. Also, I believe it's the shrouding. The brackets are a little bit different, but we got that ready to go. Also in this box is their coolant reroute kit. I hear good things about it. We're gonna send it. It also makes the front of the engine a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, so I'm hyped on that. I already did some basic maintenance stuff, but the things that I didn't do is a timing belt, water pump, and then obviously I got coolant and stuff for the radiator. And then I already did a transmission flush, so that's why I didn't get transmission fluid. But then this is gonna be for the diff flush. But that's pretty much that. I forgot to mention it earlier, but this is a Flying Miata turbo kit. I've been waiting a long time. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months for the kit. The reason why they're so popular is number 1, they're CARB compliant in California. Obviously we got super strict rules, so that's really cool. I got CARB compliant, I can cruise around with the turbo, no problem. So that's gonna be great. So that's one reason why I wanted the kit, but also it is an all-encompassing or all-inclusive or whatever the word you wanna use. It has literally every nut, bolt, zip tie you can imagine. So earlier I showed you the brains of the system, which was just this guy, but every box is labeled, comes with all the accessory stuff that you need. There's zip ties in there. It's all ready to go. There's instructions in like almost every box you can see right there. And the instructions are actually a QR code, which is kind of cool. I didn't even know that. Real quick before I forget, I actually have a 46-page or 49-page or something like that instruction kit. So I printed this out. I mean, what's nice is I'm kind of used to the turbo scene with the Subaru, so I kind of get what's going on, but obviously there's a lot of little things that I don't want to make sure I miss when installing this. So what else we got is this is going to be a lot of like the coolant stuff. I believe this is a coolant hose, one more coolant hose in here, and then also these are all folded up for the intercooler piping as well. So we got all that stuff in there. Comes in baggies, but each one has what's in here. So this is for the coolant reroute, all ready to go. Tells you all the nuts and bolts, all the pieces that are in this baggie is all in the description right there. So that's for the coolant. And then this is for the heat shield. They gave you a big old bag, just some nuts and bolts, ready to go just like that. Blow-off valve, or it's a bypass valve, so it'll be recirculated. There's that. This is for the oil supply, so it's gonna be for the turbo stuff. Pressure line, obviously this is gonna be the feed line right there, all nice. This is just random zip ties. Oh, there's my CARB sticker. There's the EO ready to go. So, cop pulls you over, you say, it's my badge. You know what I'm saying? We love that. Anyway, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna freaking put that on my windshield. And then what is this? Ooh, timing wheel. How did this, just one is in there. Just one, that's amazing. I think I'm gonna actually have to retard the timing a little bit. And this is what's gonna allow me to do that. So I need to get a timing light and retard the timing slightly, because if I'm gonna start adding boost and I had a really advanced timing, I'll begin to knock, unless I was able to micro tune stuff like with a standalone and run a better fuel. The California 91 is absolutely awful. So we'll figure that out later. Ooh, I got new studs for the manifold actually. So you got new studs, gives you all kinds of good stuff. This is for the turbo outlet. So it gives you all kinds of studs for the turbo. Let's see. Oh yeah, you probably have to thread in stuff like these little studs right in the back of the turbo. Right there, I'm assuming. And then this is gonna be the pipe to attach to that. And I think that's pretty much it. The last thing I did forget to mention is I already filled up the Miata on 91 octane. I know I mentioned it earlier. You gotta freaking up the octane. Typically I'll fill this thing up with 87, but I just filled up today with 91 because when it starts back up, it's gonna be turboed, it's done. I mean, I might turn it on to move it to where the lift is, but besides that, we're ready to go. The only thing that I've done to the car so far, which I don't have a full video on it, but it's just a clutch on Miata. There's a bunch of videos on there. The clutch is installed, it is fully broken in, and it is ready to go. I'm excited for the next video. It will be a full, relatively in-depth install of all those parts. It will be all in one video, a nice time lapse of it, and then we'll be on the road, ready to go.